Good morning to all my dear students. I welcome you in the class of accounts standard 11th. From today onwards, we are going to start up with the new chapter number 6, which is completely theory based from your second part of book. Name of the chapter is Conventions, Assumption, Concepts and Principles of Accounting. Today, I am going to start up with session first. Let us first start up with the introduction. Accounting is known as the language of business, though it is equally important for non-business entities. Like every language has certain rules of grammar, for better understanding of accounting, certain principles are used in accounting. To ensure uniformity in accounting, certain accounting principles and concepts or conventions or postulates or assumptions are used while writing accounts and in preparing financial statements. The terms principle, concept, convention, doctrine, postulate and assumptions are sometimes used interchangeably. These accounting principles provide a theoretical and logical base to accounting. They are based on logic, and hence to avoid divergent practices in writing accounts and in preparing financial statements, accountants accept these principles or concepts which are framed after deliberations among the experts in this subject. As these principles are widely accepted and applied in practice by accountants, they are also known as generally accepted accounting principles or GAAPs. According to American Institute of Certified Public Accountants AICPA, principles of accounting are the general law or rules adopted or proposed as a guide to action, a settled ground or basis of conduct or practice. So today the chapter which we are going to start is theoretical based, and these principles are very important for practical use as well. All our practical methods are based on these principles. Accountants use these principles for maintaining the perfectness, for accuracy, for guidance. They use these type of principles. Accounting principles, concepts and conventions. Different authors classify these accounting principles differently. However, without classifying them separately as principles, concepts, conventions, doctrines, postulates and assumptions, some such concepts are given below. Now, here they have not shown you the perfect classification between the principles, concepts, doctrine, postulates, but they have in general said all these are the concept. Here 14 concepts are shown on the screen. Out of these 14, in our syllabus we are going to study 11 out of 14. The first one is going concern concept. Now according to this principle, ऐसा माना जाता है कि जो भी बिजनेसमैन होता है वो अपने बिजनेस को काफ़ी लंबे समय तक वो चलाता है, और यही कंसेप्ट होता है कि उसका बिजनेस जो है वो आगे बहुत ही डेवलप होगा, बहुत ही फ्लरिश करेगा. दिस इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट ऑफ अकाउंटिंग. व्हेन बिजनेस स्टार्टेड, इट इज अज्यूम्ड दैट द सेम विल कंटिन्यू फॉर वेरी लॉन्ग पीरियड इन फ्यूचर. Therefore, it is called going concern concept. The following are some of the practices or illustrations based on this concept. Fixed assets are shown in the balance sheet at their depreciated values. Yes, after completion of final accounts, we know that हम जो भी हमारे फिक्स्ड असेट्स को शो करते हैं वो माइनस डेप्रिसिएशन करने के बाद. In other words, realizable or market value of fixed assets are not shown in the balance sheet, as the fixed assets are for the business for long period and not meant for sale. हमारे पास जो भी फिक्स्ड असेट्स हैं उन्हें हम लंबे समय तक, बहुत सारे सालों तक उनको यूज़ करते हैं. वो हमारे असेट्स जो हैं वो बेचने पर्पस के साथ नहीं होते हैं. देयर मार्केट वैल्यूज आर नॉट शोन इन द बैलेंस शीट बेस्ड ऑन गोइंग कंसर्न कंसेप्ट. Prepaid revenue expenses are shown on the asset side of balance sheet because going concern assumptions that business will continue for long time, and it is expected that the entity shall get the benefit of such prepaid expenses in future. What here has been explained that जो भी बिजनेस है वो काफ़ी लंबे समय तक चलेगा, तो हमने जो भी हमारे प्रीपेड एक्सपेंसेस भर दिए हैं उन्हें हम क्या मानते हैं, असेट मानते हैं कि इनके फ़ायदे हमें फ्यूचर में मिलने बाकी हैं. Deferred revenue expenses are sometimes shown on the asset side of balance sheet because of going concern assumption that business will continue for a long time, and it is expected that the entity shall get the benefit of such expenses in future. Semi-finished goods or work in progress is valued at cost incurred thereon and not at their realizable value. This is because of the same principle. At any given moment, business enterprise may have some semi-finished goods in process. If the business is to be liquidated today, such semi-finished goods may fetch very low value if it is sold as such, and it has to be valued at such realizable value. Because of this assumption, we assume that manufacturing process will carried out till completion of finished goods, and therefore the final product will emerge. Such semi-finished goods are valued on the basis of cost incurred thereon and not on their realizable value in semi-finished conditions. यहाँ पे semi-finished goods या work in progress वालों को हम consider नहीं करते हैं, are not considered at their realizable value. Finished goods को हम ध्यान देते हैं यही सोचते हुए कि हमारा business आगे जाके flourish करेगा, और वो ये assumption कहता है कि as per the going concern concept हमारा business काफ़ी लंबे समय तक चलने वाला है. Financial statements are prepared at the end of accounting period. When the life of the business entity is a very long period, on the basis of assumption of going concern, stakeholders or persons who have stake in this entity cannot wait to know what is the performance or the position when it is closed down or liquidated. To get the information about profit and loss or about assets or liabilities at reasonable interval, accounts are written regularly and periodically. Financial statements are prepared at the end of the accounting period. Now again the same concept says that according to going concern concept or assumption, it has been said that at the end of the term of the business, or when it shuts down or the liquidation position comes, during that time the owners do not come to know about the liquidation position, about the profit and losses, about the assets and liabilities. So at a reasonable interval, approximately after every accounting year, आफ्टर एवरी फिनेंशियल ईयर, हम क्या करते हैं, हम हमारे अकाउंट्स को बंद करते हैं, क्लोज करते हैं, यही जानने के लिए कि हमारे बिजनेस को कितना प्रॉफिट लॉस है, क्या हमारी फिनेंशियल पोजीशन क्या है, एसेट्स एंड लायबिलिटीज़ का. Distinction is made between capital expenditure and revenue expenditure because of going concern concept. It should be noted the following circumstances. When the object for which a business was established is achieved or is likely to be accomplished in very short period, when an industrial unit is declared sick, when a business is passing through severe financial crisis and is likely to be liquidated very shortly, when a liquidator is appointed for liquidation of a company, entity, unit or the firm. Here there is a difference between the capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Capital expenditures are those expenditures which are done for the purchase of the assets, and revenue expenditures are our expenditures for day-to-day activity. So this was the very first assumption, that was going concern concept. Next is consistency concept. Sorry for the disturbance. Next concept is consistency concept. The principle of consistency suggests that while writing accounts or for preparing financial statements, the same policies, procedures and methods should be followed every year. Now this consistency concept wants to explain us that the method which the accountant is adopting for calculating the accounts, for calculating any of the depreciation procedure, he has to follow the same method for number of years. In other words, policies, procedures and methods followed while writing accounts or for preparing financial statements should be followed consistently year after year. It can also be stated that consistency concept requires that once an entity has decided on one accounting method, it should use the same method for all subsequent events of the same type or periods unless there is a sound reason to change the same. So एक बार जो अकाउंटेंट ने मेथड अडॉप्ट कर लिया है उसको ईयर आफ्टर ईयर वही मेथड को फॉलो करना है, एंड अगर स्ट्रॉन्ग रीज़न अवेलेबल है तो मेथड के अंदर अल्ट्रेशंस हो सकते हैं. अकाउंट्स रिमेन कंपैरेबली ओनली इफ कंसिस्टेंसी इज मेंटेन्ड. एक साल हमने एक मेथड से डिप्रिसिएशन किया, दूसरे साल हम दूसरे मेथड को अडॉप्ट कर रहे हैं, फाइन, तो उसे कंपेयर करना पॉसिबल हो पाएगा नहीं. If consistency is not maintained in accounting, the accounts may not remain comparable and can be misled at times. For example, if the stock is valued by FIFO method, that is first in first out, the entity should follow the same method year after year as far as possible. If the method used for the stock valuation is changed every year, the accounts do not remain comparable and the profit or the loss position of different years may also indicate different positions. Means हमें financial position सही से पता चलेगी नहीं अगर हमने क्या नहीं किया है, consistency maintain नहीं की है. Consistency also requires that such methods should not be changed frequently unless there is a compelling reason to do so. It should be remembered that an accounting practice that is followed based on some accounting principle or concept consistently does not violate the principles of consistency. Valuation of stock at cost or market price, whichever is less, this will not violate the principle of consistency. Consistency concept refers to the consistency over a time, and it does not mean that the treatment of different categories of transactions must be consistent with one another. Consistency concepts wants to explain us that whichsoever the method we are applying in our business unit should be followed for few years until and unless there is no strong or compelling reason. Till that time the methods should not be altered. It only means that transaction is in a given category must be treated consistently from one accounting period to next. For example, fixed assets are valued at cost whereas inventory or stock in trade is valued at cost or market price, whichever is less. हम फिक्स्ड प्राइस को कैसे वैल्यू कर रहे हैं? अगर कॉस्ट पे वैल्यू कर रहे हैं तो हर साल हमें कॉस्ट पे वैल्यू करना होगा. अगर हम क्लोजिंग स्टॉक को, स्टॉक इन ट्रेड को अगर अपन मार्केट या कॉस्ट प्राइस विचएवर लेस दोनों में से जो भी कम है वो कंसेप्ट को ले रहे हैं तो वही कंसेप्ट के साथ हमें आगे बढ़ना चाहिए. नाउ फॉलोइंग आर द इलस्ट्रेशंस, वी विल consider these. If depreciation is provided by written down value method in a year, the same should be adopted for consistently every year. Now अगर हम SLM के साथ डेप्रिसिएट कर रहे हैं तो हमें वही डेप्रिसिएशन का मेथड अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए, और अगर हम रिटन डाउन वैल्यू के साथ जा रहे हैं, रिड्यूसिंग बैलेंस मेथड के साथ जा रहे हैं RBM के साथ, तो उस बिजनेस यूनिट को RBM मेथड को ही अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए. द मेथड ऑफ Second is the method of stock valuation should be followed consistently and it should not be changed frequently. अगर आपका जो स्टॉक का वैल्यूएशन का जो भी मेथड आप अपना रहे हैं वही मेथड को हमें सालों साल तक अपनाना है तो आप कंपैरिजन इजीली कर सकेंगे और आपको ट्रू एंड फेयर फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन आपको पता चलेगा. दिस स्टेटमेंट इज बेस्ड ऑन प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कंसिस्टेंसी एज इट सजेस्ट्स दैट the accounting practice should remain the same from one year to another. It is not proper to value stock and trade according to one method in one year and according to another method in another year. अगर एक साल हमने स्टॉक को फीफो मेथड से किया तो हर एक साल वही मेथड होना चाहिए. स्टॉक इन ट्रेड को अगर आप कॉस्ट और मार्केट प्राइस विचएवर इज लोअर के साथ आप जा रहे हैं तो हमेशा अपन को स्टॉक का जो वैल्यूएशन है वो विचएवर लोअर वाला कंसेप्ट ही रखना है. दिस इज कंसिस्टेंसी assumption. Next is our accrual concept. This concept is relevant in the area of revenue and costs. revenue or costs are accrued, that is recognized as they are earned or incurred, and not only when cash is received or paid. Also, the revenue and costs will be recorded in the period to which they relate. Yes, यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छे से समझाया है. दे आर अर्नड और इनकर्ड. अगर हमें मिले हैं या अगर हमने खर्चा किया है तो हम रिकॉर्ड करेंगे ओनली व्हेन कैश इज रिसीव्ड और पेड. फाइन. और साथ में यहाँ पे ये भी बात समझाई है कि जो भी रेवेन्यू हमारे इनकम से या जो हमारे कॉस्ट हैं उन्हें उसी पर्टिकुलर ईयर के लिए रिकॉर्डिंग किया जाता है. रिकॉर्डेड इन द पीरियड टू विच दे रिलेट. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई भी आपके एक्सपेंसेस हैं जो 2018-19 ईयर के हैं, तो जब आपने 2018-19 के अकाउंट्स बनाए हैं तो वही आपको उसी साल में रिकॉर्डिंग करना है. अगर आपने प्रीपेड एक्सपेंसेस कर दिए हैं, से फॉर एग्जांपल प्रीपेड इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम पे किया है आपने जो 1920 का है, अभी आप पे कर रहे हैं, तो दैट विल बी डिडक्टेड फ्रॉम दैट अकाउंटिंग ईयर बिकॉज वो हमारा उस साल का खर्चा नहीं था. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू हैव रिसीव्ड इनकम इन एडवांस, प्री रिसीव्ड रेंट आपका 1920 का था और अभी आप बुक्स बना रहे हैं 1819 के, तो वो भी आपको क्या करने होंगे, डिडक्ट करने होंगे, जस्ट बिकॉज वो भी आपकी जो इनकम है वो उस पर्टिकुलर ईयर की नहीं है. ये हमारा एक्रूअल कंसेप्ट समझाता है. दिस concept implies that the revenue should be recognized and recorded in accounting year as and when it is earned or it accrues irrespective of the time or period of receipt. Similarly, expenses should be recognized the same way. There are two systems of accounting, cash basis and accrual basis. In cash basis, the revenue is recognized only when cash is received and expenses or costs are recognized only when cash is actually पेड. कैश बेसिस में क्या होता है कि जब तक आपको इनकम नहीं मिलती है तब तक आप इसको रिकॉर्ड नहीं करते हो, और जब तक आपने एक्सपेंसेस को कैश में पे नहीं किया तभी भी आप रिकॉर्ड नहीं करोगे. दिस इज अकॉर्डिंग टू कैश बेसिस. ओनली सम प्रोफेशनल लाइक डॉक्टर्स, लॉयर्स, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स फॉलो कैश सिस्टम ऑफ अकाउंटिंग. For companies, it is mandatory to follow accrual system of accounting. Most of the enterprises follow accrual system in which revenue or costs are recognized as and when they are earned or incurred irrespective of whether cash is received or not. Yes, हम यहाँ पे दिखा देते हैं कि हमारी इनकम ये साल की जनरेट हो गई है, वेदर वो हमें इन कैश मिला हो कि नहीं मिला हो. ये साल हमने इतना खर्चा किया है वो हम हमारे अकाउंट्स में दिखा देते हैं इर्रिस्पेक्टिव कि हमने वहाँ पर एक्सपेंस का कैश पेमेंट कर दिया है कि नहीं. इज दिस क्लियर? सो दिस इज योर एक्रूअल कंसेप्ट. The concept of accrual of revenue is similar to the concept of realization of revenue or revenue recognition. It guides about the point in time when revenue should be recognized or when revenue should be treated as realized. However, accrual concept deals with the accrual of not only revenue but that of also cost. Illustration से आपको ज़्यादा समझ में आ जाएगा. When goods are sold on credit to a customer, the revenue should be recognized in accounting when such goods are sold even though cash is yet not received for such sales. उधार पे हमने अगर कस्टमर्स को गुड्स बेचे हैं तो भी हम वो साल बेच रहे हैं, इसके लिए उसी साल में उसका रिकॉर्डिंग कर देते हैं. इट्स ओके इफ येट वी हैव नॉट रिसीव्ड कैश. फाइन. आर यू गेटिंग मी? अगर हमने क्रेडिट सेल्स किया है फाइन, तो भी हम हमारे अकाउंट्स में उसको रिकॉर्ड कर देते हैं और हम ये वेट नहीं करते हैं कि जिस टाइम हमें कैश मिलेगा उसी साल हम क्या करेंगे, रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. नो, एज पर द कंसेप्ट ऑफ एक्रूअल कंसेप्ट हमें उसी टाइम रिकॉर्ड कर देना है जिस टाइम आपने गुड्स को बेचा है. The logic is recognizing revenue in this case is that the person to whom the goods are sold has legally become liable to pay the value of the goods as agreed, and hence this money will come in future. Salary payable for March 2016 will be treated as expense for the month of March 2016 even if this is paid in April 2016. फाइन. सैलरी था वो कब का? सैलरी था हमारा मार्च का, पर हम एक्चुअली पे कब कर रहे हैं? अप्रैल में. पर फिर भी वो सैलरी मार्च का होने के होने के हिसाब से हम इसको मार्च में रिकॉर्ड कर देते हैं. दो वी हैव येट नॉट पेड इन कैश. फाइन. Even though cash is received, advance received against sale of goods is not recorded as sales until the goods are supplied against the advance. Cash हमको पहले मिल गया है पर yet we have not supplied the goods. तो till that time we will not record in our books. This is because of accrual concept according to which revenue should be recognized and recorded in accounting as and when it is earned or it accrues irrespective of fact whether cash is received or not. Even if advance is received as the goods are not supplied against this advance, revenue cannot be said to accrue. इसे हम नहीं मानेंगे कि हमारा transaction carry out हुआ है because we have yet not supplied or dispatched the goods though we have received the cash for that goods. Fine. Hence, based on the accrual concept, revenue will not be recognized when advance is received because of the goods are yet not supplied. The International Accounting Standards Committee IASC and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India ICAI treats following three concepts as the fundamental accounting concepts. जो हमने अभी तीन किए उसको IASC and ICAI ये लोग फंडामेंटल प्रिंसिपल्स मानते हैं, बेसिक प्रिंसिपल्स मानते हैं. कौन कौन से थे वो आज जो हमने किए? गोइंग कंसर्न कंसेप्ट, कंसिस्टेंसी कंसेप्ट एंड अक्रूवल कंसेप्ट. फाइन. आई होप यू आर गेटिंग थ्रू दिस वीडियो. Go through once again with the textbook. Thank you students for listening and have a nice day.